Ho ho ho! I've been waiting all year to put this suit back on. Beware, everybody, for Satan Claus has returned. What the fuck is this?
Ho ho ho! What do you think you're doing?
What am I doing? What are you doing? You already got your cameos from this season. It's my turn.
My whole character is Santa Claus.
Yeah, well, I've been running the Santa Claus racket around here before you were even a thought.
Well, you've already had Halloween.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why does everyone think that Halloween is my favorite holiday?
Because you're Satan.
That's profiling and you know it.
What's going on here?
Santa dick measuring contest.
Oh. So where's everybody else?
Off enjoying the holiday season.
And what are you gonna do?
Sadly, the work of an entertainer on YouTube is never done. And I'm also a reviewer on top of that. So, I'm here to review the episode of My Little Ponies Episode 0, The Perfect Gift. The episode begins with an upbeat Christmas song as we're treated to really good animation and visuals on each pony getting ready for the holiday season in their own unique way.
Out of the way! Out of the way! My needs are more important than yours!
Hi, yes, this package is for Slappy Squirrel. So the main six catch up with Twilight, who is currently freaking out that she's way behind on decorating and she hasn't gotten a present for any of them, and Cadance and Shining Armor are visiting the next day. So Applejack calms her nerves by suggesting that they all only buy one present for each other by drawing names out of a hat. Oh, Flutter Nuggets. This is going to be a split story episode, isn't it? And this is a 45-minute long episode, so...
It's cool. We'll just all draw names out of a hat to see which story we stick with.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yarg, everybody write your name down in the hat and see who you get shipped with.
I think you mean whose story do you follow?
I know what I said.
So from here, the story splits into 7.
As far as Spike's stories, there's not much to tell. He goes on a quest to figure out who has Rarity's gift card and switches with her. And then he tries to find a gift that's worthy of Rarity, but comes up short. So he tries to make a gift. And that pretty much sums it up. Without revealing what happens at the end, of course.
Yarg, but I don't think you have to be a genius to figure out which way the story's going to end.
Well, at first Twilight doesn't really think too much of it. She starts getting into her head that she has to find the extra special gift for Pinkie Pie. So she calculates a formula to discover what the perfect gift would be. And then she discovers... pudding! It's the face that launched DeviantArt in all of your profile pics. Well, before Twilight gets a chance to work on her special pudding recipe, the in-laws show up. And I personally love how Shining Armor reads Twilight like a book. Like, oh, she's doing it again. And for the record, everybody, Twily Nanas is now the official term for Spazzy Twilight. Remember it, because I won't let you forget. Although, I do have to admit, it is kind of a dick move on Shiny and Cadance's part for distracting Twilight while clearly seeing in view their daughter messing with Twilight's pudding recipe. Jesus, talk about a recipe doomed to failure. Who else we got? Well, Pinkie is struggling with her gift as well. She tries to consult her sisters, but they just say grab a gift from the pile. So she goes to the Yaks in order to seek advice from Prince Rutherford on what present she should give, where Prince Rutherford reveals a terrible secret.
Yak's best at all things, except one. Yak's not best at giving gifts.
Fish and chips, mate! Are you actually swallowing your pride and admitting you're not the best? Well, he doesn't leave Pinkie empty-hooved, for he tells her of a mystical place of magical gift givers that are the best in all of Equestria. So Pinkie goes on a journey to find Aurora, Bori, and Alice, who give Pinkie the perfect gift for Twilight.
Oh, Pinkie's here? Sweet, she can help me out on my gift giving.
Stop taking over my holiday.
Or what, are you gonna send your army of elf slaves after me?
They aren't slaves, I pay them well.
Sorry, but your wife's cooch isn't a valid form of payment considering anyone can use it. Now, I am not your eating disorder.
I think we better move on before things get out of hand up here. Well, next we move on to Rarity, who's already got the perfect gift in mind for Applejack. a custom tailor-made cowboy hat just for her. Yes, I already know I went with Twilight, but Leslie was the one who drew Rarity, and she only speaks in sign language. Well, unfortunately for Rarity, Derpy just doesn't know what went wrong, and the package was sent to somewhere else. And she goes there to discover a humble family who is just thrilled that Rarity would send their gun such a fabulous gift. Well, they invite Rarity in for tea as Pistachio gets starstruck after meeting his idol. But he's also smart enough to put two and two together and gracefully gives the hat back. But Rarity tells him to keep it and says she'll be in touch with upcoming future events. So Leslie, what'd you think of Rarity's bit?
So up next we have Rainbow Dash, who's suffering from the eternal conflict of not knowing what to give someone as vague as Fluttershy, so she just settles with a generic candle. But then in comes Discord. Wait, Discord, why did you even show up?
Because nothing less than the absolute perfect gift for my darling Fluttershy will never do! Well, I just simply nudged Rainbow Dash in the right direction to get her the perfect gift. A cute little winter chiller.
Hey wait, this is supposed to be my segment!
Win some, you lose some. But little does Rainbow Dash know that the winter chiller, as soon as night falls, turns into a winterzilla!
Oh come on, you did this on purpose!
Oh, little old me, would I ever...
Yes!
So finally we finish up with Applejack, as well as Fluttershy, where both take a trip to Rainbow Falls in order to find a gift that's outside of Ponyville. Unfortunately, Fluttershy gets scammed out of money by the Flimflam brothers from a worthless gift. But when Applejack tries to take revenge and get the money back, they refuse. Now, I hate to criticize Best Pony, but Applejack is in the wrong here, since it was a legitimate business transaction, and they have the full legal right not to sell. Yerg, what do you mean, Best Pony? Fluttershy is clearly the best. Guys, focus! Well, instead of letting bygones be bygones, Applejack and Fluttershy go out of their way to sabotage Flim and Flam's business by promoting uniqueness over commercialism. You know, the irony isn't lost on me that a show created for the sole purpose of selling toys is telling their kids commercialism is bad. And the funny thing is, the reason the show itself is being cancelled is because the toys aren't selling as good as they used to. Well, I think that about wraps it up for the main six. So, I guess it all comes down to the conclusion. Well, they all eventually meet up back at Twilight's castle, showing up with either bad gifts, no gifts,
or monstrous gifts.
But a little bit of reindeer ex machina, and everything's all sorted out.
And it all wraps up in the end, with Spike singing a song for Rarity as his final Christmas present. And we all get to have a nice heartwarming eve with all of Ponyville.
You know, is it weird that throughout that entire song, all I thought was that cardboard guitar that looks like it was just made a few minutes ago has very good acoustics? Who knows? Maybe Spike's special talent in this world is building makeshift guitars.
Well, regardless, this was a very decent Christmas special.
As far as the plot goes, there's nothing special. It's just your generic find the perfect gift for the perfect pony type of story.
And I, for one, am surprised about the lack of songs in this episode. I mean, it was 44 minutes and only 2 songs?
But even far as those points goes, those are just nitpicks. And that's still far-reaching nitpicks. Everything else was very good in this episode. The callbacks to past episodes was on point, but not distracting from the overall plot. As well as introducing new themes to the show, like the reindeers. Any episode that can appreciate the old show, as well as bring in new elements for the show, is always welcome. And of course, the visual animation is probably the best it's been in a while. Everybody was expressionate in this series. Every character had some sort of good face, bad face, funny face,
And even though the stories seem separate, they all intertwined very well near the end.
So I can pretty much guarantee that this is going to be an episode where all bronies are going to be watching every time around Christmas. Or, Halloween. Since, this did come out around October. Well, speaking of Christmas, has anybody noticed that we have no gifts? Or a tree? Wait a second, who was in charge of setting up Christmas this year?
Oh, you want to turn this into a race? Come on, bro. Let's turn it into a race. Let's go.
Ho ho ho! You think you can beat up Sold Saint Nick? Fine, but no satanic powers.
Oh, okay. No using your white lantern ring or any of your elf magic, you fucking hypocrite.
Oh, sweet Jesus, it's almost making me miss his brother. You mean George Jeffrey Anderson?
Don't say his name or he might appear again.
Well, we're the Cartoon Gentlemen, the organizers of the Chaos and Vintage Kings, and we hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Or Heartswarming, depending on which you celebrate.
And if you're going to be culturally sensitive, let's not
talk about anything else. Let's end this.
Swarming Eve is almost here, there's so much left to do. Still need to shop for all my friends, but what to get, no clue. This one is nice and that's so cute, although that's pretty too. Why do I